October 22nd. 4 days had passed since someone had pushed Agamura down the stairs. Nothing else had changed for her since then. How were things between us? Well, maybe not that bad. Probably. And tomorrow was the 23rd. The day of the brain dead incident 6 years ago. I spent the whole day online looking for new information and had found something interesting. It was the news that the burned, headless body of a man had been found. Really? A burned, headless body has been? Maybe I'm forgetting something, or this really is different.
嫌なら無理に付き合ってくれとは言わないけど。
Agami's expression was clouded, but she shook her head. After school that day, we'd gone to visit none other than Kunosato. I wasn't very happy about the idea, but it was the best way to find out about the news I'd seen this morning. Of course, Detective Shinjo probably knew more about the case. But he worked for the police. Even if we'd been attacked by Hina earlier, he probably wouldn't be willing to give us the latest information. But Kunosato had built up a relationship of trust with the police, and it looked to me that between the two, she had the upper hand in a relationship with Shinjo. Which meant that she might know something.
じゃあ行くけど、本当にいいのか?
If I remember correctly, compared to the first playthrough, the next incident would be Hidariko's death. But I guess it would be different this time since Hidariko was in police custody. I asked Agamura one last time before we went inside.
だってここ女の人の部屋ですよ。宮代先輩、そんなところに一人で行くつもりですか？
確かに女子が一緒の方が話は聞いてくれるだろうけどさ。
Honestly, I don't think Kunosato would give a shit. I didn't really like her either, and honestly, I didn't want to rely on her help, but I had no choice if I wanted that information. And I wasn't really relying on her help. I was using her.
私が言ってるのはそういうことじゃなくて。
じゃあどういうことだ？
だからいいです。なんでもないです。
あ、おい、部屋の場所知らないんじゃないのか
Agamura stormed ahead of me angrily. I followed after her into the apartment building.
誰だ？
僕です。宮代拓。
入れ。
Kunosato let us in much easier than I thought she would. I'd been worried she'd turn us away at the door, but I guess I'd been wrong.
散らかっているが気にするな。
Her room was still in terrible shape. I could see this GBA news screen on her PC. It looked like she was editing something.
例の小字体のことだな。
Oh, Kunosato in casual clothes. That looks really nice. Kunosato spoke before we even had a chance.
どうしてそれを？
ギガロマニアックスのお二人がわざわざこんな手狭なところにいらっしゃってくださったんだ。他に考えられる心当たりはない。
相変わらず嫌味な人。
ご想像の通り、昨夜の焼死体について何か情報はないかと思って来たんです。
There was no point in pissing her off if it meant we didn't get the information we needed. I quickly moved between them. This wasn't really something I was good at, but I didn't have a choice.
どこまで知っている？
その一通り情報として出ていることは。
Location was a multi-purpose building in Hatsudai. The victim was a man between his mid-30s and late 50s. He had been burned so badly his body was turned to ash, and the police had no idea who he was. They were working to ID him. As much has been announced this morning, I looked back over it just in case before I came here, and nothing new had come out.
ならばそれが全てだ。それ以上のことは一切分かっていない。
それは箝口令が敷かれているってことですか？
いや、警察の方でもまだつかめていないようだ。
Maybe it's just because I've read Girl's Head, but it almost seems like the police is being manipulated here too.
どうやら先月の太陽嵐の影響でまたシステムが不安定になっているのだそうだ。被害者が渋谷以外の人間の場合、紹介も一苦労らしい。システムにばかり頼りすぎるとこういうことになるという見本のようなものだな。
Since Arimura hadn't spoken up, what Kunosada had said was probably true.
それで久野里さんはこの事件どう見ます？
それはニュージェネの再来と関係があるかどうか聞いているのか？
まあそういうことです。
私にはその質問に答える義務はない。
I figured. I thought she might say that, so I didn't feel surprised or disappointed. But surprisingly, she asked me something instead.
お前はどう思っている？
僕ですか？
お前もこれまでの事件を追ってきたのだろう。それならば一応の考えはあるはずだ。そいつを聞かせてみろ。
I hated to tell her just because she asked me, but there was no point in arguing. I decided to just tell her what I thought.
この事件にはこれまでのものと比べていくつかの相違点があります。まずは場所。
All the other incidents has taken place in Shibuya proper. Hatsudai was a part of the Shibuya ward, but most people considered it part of Shinjuku.
それから年齢の問題。
All the previous victims had been in their teens or early 20s. This time, the victim was middle-aged. It was closer to Dad's generation than ours.
つまりこれまでの事件とは無関係だということか？
そう考えていいんじゃないかと。
The fact that the body had been burned to death made me think of Hidehiko. But Haida was in police custody right now. She couldn't be responsible. And today was the 22nd. It was one day too early for the brain death case.
そこまで結論が出ているのならわざわざ私に聞く必要もないだろう。
じゃあ
そもそも今のところ30代以上でのギガロマニアックス発症例はない。ということは 少なくとも被害者はギガロマニアクスではないということだ。
In other words,
偶然か便乗か。いずれにしてもこれまでの事件とは無関係だろうな。
とりあえず関係ないってのは一安心だな。
I still have a weird feeling about this. I mean, if it was reported on the internet, then I suspect somebody online must have made some kind of connection between this case and all the others, even though they don't seem related at all.
嘘。
え？
先輩、本当はもう少し事件が続いてくれてもよかったのにって思ってるじゃないですか。
I hadn't realized it, but if Arimura said so, then maybe I did. Maybe I wanted something to happen to break the boredom.
私はまだ安心できません。だって。
Arimura screamed uneasily. It made sense. Just the other day someone might have pushed her down the stairs.
ごめん、そんなつもりじゃなかった。
いえ、私の方こそちょっと過敏になってるのかも。
送るよ。
ありがとうございます。
Arimura held my hand the whole way back. I really like those two together. Like I said, since they share similar backgrounds, it really makes sense for them to grow closer together, and it's happening at a slow enough pace to make it believable. Her hand felt tiny and very frail. The next day was the 23rd. That was the day of the brain death incident 6 years ago. Nothing interesting happened in Shibuya that day. Instead, we get another flashback. November 6th, 2009, Friday. Arimura Hina was in downtown Shibuya when it happened. Her brother's birthday was in a week. What should she get him for a present? He had taken the allowance she'd saved up over the last several months and gone into the city alone. Every year, she and her brother would both celebrate each other's birthdays. Just the two of them. Hina would give her brother a present, and he'd say thank you, and give her something back, even though it wasn't her birthday. It always made her so happy. What should she get him this year? She wanted to get him something he would keep forever. Something he could wear would be best. Those were outside her budget. And gloves or a muffler would only be used for a winter. What about a wallet? Just once she decided to go into a slightly grown-up department store. A huge earthquake struck Shibuya. It was a disaster they'd called the Shibuya earthquake, and I didn't really remember the moment it happened. One second, was a bright light that flooded her field of vision, and the next second, everything had changed. The walls of the buildings had collapsed, the asphalt had split open, and here and there, she could hear people moaning in pain. It was like something out of a dream, or a nightmare. She didn't know what had happened. He quickly dialed her brother. But not only did he not pick up, she couldn't even hear it ring. Since she had nothing else to do, she decided to head for home. Only when she stood up did she realize that she had been hurt all over. Her knees were cut open, she had hit her back, she scraped her cheeks against the ground. And all of Shibuya was in a panic. The buildings looked like they could fall down at any moment. A guard smashed into a store and was giving off black smoke. Everyone in Shibuya was running to the station in search of a way out. It was hard for tiny little Hina to go against the crowd, and she was almost pushed down many times as she headed for home. She didn't honestly remember how long it took her to get back to the condo where she lived. She just remembered that she felt so tired. But when she saw her condo building, all of that exhaustion vanished. The building hadn't collapsed, but it was tilting and looked like it could fall over at any time. The people who'd escaped from inside were standing a good ways away and looking up at it. Some people tried to go inside to get their valuables. Others tried to stop them. She saw her parents there.
Papa! Mama! Hina-chan!
ひなえ、無事だったのか。
Maybe they'd happened to come home early. Or maybe they drifted over here after the earthquake. Either way, they were injured, but alright. But there was someone missing.
ねえ、お兄ちゃんは
She looked around and didn't see him.
お兄ちゃんはどうしたの？まだ学校？それとも友達のところ？
Her parents didn't answer, but she could tell where her brother was from where her mom was looking.
嘘。
The building was tilted and could fall over at any time. Who knew what was going on inside?
ひなえ。
Her father slowly shook his head.
お兄ちゃんはもう
そんな嘘よ。
ひなえダメよひなえ
He dodged past her father's outstretched hands and ran into the building. Of course, the elevator didn't work. He ran up the stairs, was only barely still functional, and headed for her condo. All the exhaustion she'd felt was totally gone. All she was thinking about was her brother. All she wanted was for him to be safe. The condo was a disaster. There was no sign left of the life they'd lived. But that didn't matter to her.
お兄ちゃんどこ？
She screamed again and again. She heard a small moan from under the rubble. She ran over and saw her brother.
お兄ちゃん！
Oh god, I didn't expect a CGI from this. He was alive.
ひな、よかった。無事だったのか。
My brother was alive.
お兄ちゃん何してるの？早くここ出ないと！
He swallowed the words. My brother's body was half buried under rubble, and he couldn't move.
待ってて、今どかせるから。
She tried to lift it off, but she was far too weak to leave a budget.
無理だひな。それよりお前は逃げろ。ここももう。
何言ってるの？そんなことで できるわけない。
She tried so hard to move the rubble that her nails broke and blood began to drip from her fingers. But she still kept trying.
私にはひなにはお兄ちゃんしかいないんだもん。血を分けたお兄ちゃんしか私には。
Her mom and dad had betrayed her. I'm sorry I skipped that line. But how can her parents just be outside? Just watching, doing nothing? I don't understand. The one bond she had, the one truth she had, was her brother. It was the only one thing that kept her going. But
ごめんヒナ、違うんだ。
I didn't know why her brother was suddenly apologizing.
僕たちは兄弟なんかじゃない。お前と僕は本当は純粋な兄弟なんかじゃないんだ。
This was in a confession. What was he talking about? They weren't brother and sister? What did he mean? He kept talking. Even though Hina didn't understand what he was saying.
ヒナ、お前は母さんと父さんの子じゃない。別の男との間の子だ。
What?
嘘。
Suddenly, the whole world went black.
ずっと言うべきじゃないって思ってた。隠しておくべきだって。お前が大きくなるまでは。でももう俺はだからお兄ちゃんごめんヒナ、ずっと隠していて。
It was a shock. It wasn't her mom and dad's daughter. Her brother wasn't her real brother. The biggest shock to Hina was that her brother had been lying to her. After all the times he told her not to lie, he had said he wouldn't lie to her anymore, but he'd been concealing something so important. He couldn't believe it.
もう嫌。
It was a cry from her heart.
誰か私に教えて。お願いだから本当のことを教えてよ。
And then he saw something in the corner of her eye. It was twisted and beautiful. It was like some kind of enchanting creature, but gold, like something inorganic, something like a sword.
ごめんヒナ、でもこれは本当のことなんだ。
Suddenly, she knew he was telling the truth. It wasn't just intuition. She knew somehow. For some reason, she knew that his words were true. And she stood there in shock. Suddenly, she was knocked backwards and almost fell to her feet.
ここは危ない。行けヒナ。
お兄ちゃん。
頼む、お前だけは生きてくれ。
There was truth in his cry. She staggered back just as the roof in front of her fell in. The dust rose up so thick that she couldn't see her brother anymore. Those were the last words she'd ever heard him say.